Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ultimate beginner's guide slash medium guide slash advanced guide to Pokemon Unite. My name is Glacier. I hit masters in this game. I've been playing this game ever since it was released for about a month now, and I have played with the top ranked players in the entire world. I've 1v1 people. I've done all kinds of fun stuff. So I think I am the perfect person to teach you guys how to play this game. So we're going to break this bad boy down into a bunch of different sections. If you guys want to fast forward to those sections, feel free to click down in the description below. But do me a favor, watch this entire video, because whether you are veteran or ultra or even beginner, there's a lot of cool things that you probably don't know that are in here. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The first thing we're going to talk about, guys, is how to pick the right Pokemon for you. Now, this might sound kind of weird and stupid, but hear me out. So essentially, you have two choices here. Number one, do you like winning or do you like having fun more? Okay, this is super important. Are you that guy that wants to hit masters? You want to go for top 100, even rank 1? Well, guess what? You're going to have to meta slave and you're going to have to follow tier lists. This is just how this game works. Now, the people's tier list that you're going to want to look to is only high ranked players. If they are not at least masters or at least top 100, do not listen to anything that they say. Only listen to very high ranked players' advice, because they know what they're talking about. If you want to win every single game, then you're probably going to want to play people like Cinderace and Snorlax and Wiggly Diggly, right? You're going to win every single game if you play like that. Or if you want to have fun, you could play full AD Snorlax with Flail and put people to sleep. You're probably not going to win very much, but damn it, you're going to have a good ass time. All right, now the next section, which is a very, very, very important section, is held items. And the first thing I want to let you guys know is no, you do not need to spend money on this game. You can get whatever items you want to level 20 and hit rank 1. Fun fact, Tarzan, Avers, a lot of these guys, Fui, they all hit top 20 and rank 1 with level 20 items. Okay, so that proves you to be a god at this game. You do not need level 30 items. Do they help? Absolutely. I don't recommend that you spend money on this game because you don't have to. So you have lots of choices for all kinds of cool items that you can go. And to be honest with you, a lot of them have their perks, and some are unbelievably overpowered and some are unbelievably shitty. So my tip here, guys, it's very, very simple. You need to consult on YouTube a tier list, a high ranked player. For example, if you type in Avers, the rank 1 Ninetales, he made a tier list recently on what are the best items. And as of now, this might be a little outdated when you're watching this, but it is Muscle Band, Focus Band, and Buddy Barrier. Pretty much everyone runs these 3 items at the highest ranks in the entire game. So this is what you're going to want to run for a lot of people, right? So consult the high ranked players item tier list for whatever person you are playing if you are trying to win. Again, if you're just trying to have fun, feel free to mess around and go attack weight, scope lens, and energy amplifier. It is a great time, and I do it all the time. Do I end up winning and climb to like a super high master tier? No, but I definitely have a good ass time and potentially drop 30 kills when I do this bad boy. So remember, if you like winning, you're going to need to run the best 3 items for your Pokemon in the game. Or otherwise, you're just going to lose to people that do. All right, guys, now let's talk about battle items. So there really is only a couple options. Now, obviously, you need to hit level 16 to unlock every single one of them. So in the meantime, you know, run whatever you're feeling. Just try everything out, see what's fun for you. But once you're ready to take on the ranked grind, let me give you some advice, okay? Potion, X attack, X speed are all hot garbage. You should never run any of these in any situation. They are nowhere near as good as the next things I'm about to mention. Fluffy Tail is incredible if you are playing the jungle route or the central role. So essentially what this does is you stun a wild Pokemon and you do amplified damage to it for a few seconds. Now, it's not just you, it's your entire team does amplified damage, which is disgusting. Okay, so it helps you to secure those certain Pokemon we're going to talk about later, the big objectives that everyone raves about all the time. We also have eject button, which allows you to obviously flash just like in League of Legends, but there are a lot of super cool outplay, very, very secretive things that you can do that I will reveal to you at the end of this video, so make sure you watch to the end. We also have full heal, which is essentially a cleanse, removes all stuns and weird things and allows you to not have You're immune to hindrances for a short amount of time. You also have slow smoke, which I think is kind of trash, to be honest with you, and then goal getter. So really the top 4 options, in my opinion, are Fluffy Tail, Eject Button, Goal Getter, and Full Heal. But typically everyone takes Eject Button or Goal Getter because they're just the absolute best. Goal Getter, in fact, reduces the scoring speed by half, which is unbelievable. So if you're a person that likes to score a lot of goals, aka you're Kobe Bryant Jr., Goal Getter is for you. The first thing we're going to talk about is scoring goals, and you can score anywhere from 1 to 50. I think they're called Eos balls or something like that. They're basically Pokeballs essentially, right? And you can score 1 to 50. Now, depending on how many you have, the more you have, the longer it takes for you to score a goal. If someone attacks you or whatever, attacks you or immobilizes you, they can stop you from scoring. So essentially they made League of Legends and FIFA/2K all into one game, which is freaking cool. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is lane phase. Lane phase is incredibly important, okay? You can either go into the top lane where typically you see the attackers, the all-arounders, or the tanks, and then you can go into the bottom lane where typically you see the ranged attackers or the supports most of the time. Now, essentially, there are going to be random wild Pokemon along the way that you need to kill that are only in your lane. By no means, please, please, please do not go into the central area and attack any of the camps that you see. Don't kill the little crabs, the Corphish, the red buff, the blue buff, Ludicolo. Don't attack any of those. If you do, you will significantly reduce the chance of you winning because you're going to steal experience from your jungler and he's not going to be at the right level to help you out, and you're just going to screw him over. So only kill the Pokemon in your lane. Now, essentially, the whole purpose behind lane, it's very simple. All you are trying to do is farm and try and get experience, okay? Along the way, you're going to run into 2 other players. Now, these 2 other players are going to try and fight with you to steal the Adino that spawns, as well as the Vespa Queen, or the little honeybees, as I like to call them, and things like Rotom and Dreadnought, which we'll get into in a minute. Essentially, whoever ends up taking more farm is going to be at a higher level, which means you're going to have higher stats and you're going to be at a larger advantage, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to close out and win the game if you have more farm than your opponent. Kind of like in League of Legends, typically the more farm you have, the stronger you are. The next lane we will talk about is the central area, or jungle as I like to call it. It is very simple. You are going to simply run to mid and you are not going to attack any of the nearby Pokemon the wild. You're not going to attack any of the wild Pokemon in the lane. You're going to leave that to your laners. You're not going to steal their experience. And you're going to start off with the Lillipup, that little rat thing. Whatever the hell that thing is, that's what you're going to kill, okay? Then it's going to drag you over to the Ludicolo, which I like to call the blue buff, which essentially allows you to deal more damage to other wild Pokemon, which helps you clear faster. So after you kill Ludicolo, it's very simple. You're going to kill Bouffalant. And what Bouffalant or red buff does is it gives you a nice slow against enemy players and wild Pokemon. Now, after this, what you're going to do is you are going to kill both of your Corphish. And after you kill both of your Corphish, you're going to make a decision as to which lane you would like to gank, okay? Now, which lane you want to gank is completely dependent on where you have the highest kill potential. If you're trying to gank a Snorlax in a Slowbro lane, enemy Slowbro, enemy Snorlax, you're probably not going to have any success. But if you go to try and gank a Gardevoir or a Ninetales, you're probably going to have a lot better of luck. But essentially, your job is not only to gank, it is to show up for the bees, to secure the bees for the lane that you think is going to help carry the game at 8 minutes and 50 seconds. If you guys want to know all the spawn timers for everything, look up a separate YouTube video for that. It's very, very simple. After you secure those bees, if you're able to get any kills, score as many goals as you can, and immediately recall and continue farming your jungle. So that same exact rotation that you did, blue buff to red buff, double Corphish into ganking / securing bees. That's what you want to do until Dreadnought spawns at 7 minutes. Now, let's talk about Dreadnought. Dreadnought is the second most important objective in the entire game other than Zapdos. Dreadnought gives you way too much experience, and it gives you your entire team a massive shield as well. So essentially, whether you're top lane, bot lane, mid lane, your job at 7 minutes on the dot is to all 5 of you group and secure Dreadnought. If you don't get Dreadnought, you will become an entire level behind the enemy team, and it's gonna be bad. Then Dreadnought is gonna spawn again exactly 2 minutes after it was defeated. So seriously, show up, all 5 of you, stop what you're doing and secure Dreadnought as a team. You're gonna thank me for this big time. Now, fellas, the next objective we are going to talk about is Rotom, which spawns at exactly the same time as Dreadnought. But here is the problem. Dreadnought, currently as it stands, gives you way more XP and is way more valuable than Rotom is. So you have to choose Dreadnought over Rotom. Now, the tip here is the second Dreadnought is defeated, you want all 5 of your teammates to recall, go to top lane, and secure that Rotom so that you can all get a free 20 points to score as well. It also makes an instant score once it crashes into the nearest goalpost. All right, so far we got it. Take Dreadnought over Rotom 100% of the time. Then you all go try and either secure Rotom, or if they took it, try and stop them from scoring with Rotom. Very simple. So essentially, you guys get the flow of the game. It's very simple. You're essentially going to farm until Dreadnought and Rotom spawn. You're going to take Dreadnought, then you're going to go to Rotom, either stop them from scoring it, or you're going to use it to score, and then you're going to reset, go back to your lanes, keep farming until they spawn again 2 minutes later. And now, fellas, the most important part of the game is Zapdos. And oh my god, I have so much to say on this, so please pay attention to this part. So Zapdos currently as it stands is way too overpowered, and it is going to change in the near future. But essentially how this works is Zapdos at 2 minutes is going to spawn, and if you take it, it allows your entire team to get instant scoring, and it also gives you an instant it just gives you a million Pokeballs to score as well. Essentially, whoever gets Zapdos almost 99% of the time ends up winning the game. So here's a couple tips. If you are winning either significantly or by a margin, do not take Zapdos. Don't start Zapdos. Don't even fight Zapdos. Hide around the bushes and wait for the enemy team to begin doing Zapdos. Once you see them doing Zapdos, use all of your ultimates and try your absolute hardest to destroy all of them so that they have no chance of taking it. If you can ace all 5 of them and all 5 of your teammates are on Zapdos, go nuts, take Zapdos, and then go score and the game. However, if you are behind, now let's say you are super far behind, never ever ever give up in this game. Don't surrender, because I'm telling you right now, if you focus on saving your ultimate for Zapdos and you can manage to steal that Zapdos and at least 2 of you score, it's an instant 200 point score, and you can come back so freaking easily. Trust me, I have lost so many games where I was unbelievably far ahead, 27 kills, 30 kills, and lost because they stole Zapdos, right? That's how the game works currently. So remember, Zapdos over everything else. Don't worry about scoring. Don't worry about anything else when Zapdos is up. You need to be in the middle of the map, sitting in brushes, communicating with your team, figuring out what the hell you guys are going to do. All right, now, fellas, I'm going to teach you guys some high-level important tips and tricks. Some of these things you may know, but I can guarantee you there's at least a few of these things in here that you have no idea about, and it's going to add to your game and make you an absolute monster. Tip number 1, always play with 3 or 5 people if possible. Because the game is only a month old, people still don't understand the basic flow of the game, like things like taking Dreadnought, not taking Zapdos when you're ahead, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff, right? So when you play with 3 or 5 people, you can, everything that I showed you in this video so far, you can teach to them and you can all be on the same page and win a lot more games. If you are playing solo or duo, you're going to constantly be playing with people that don't know these core principles of the game. Hell, even at my rank, at Master, trying to solo or duo, it is literally impossible because people still don't understand how the game is played. The second tip that is very important is that you can score double the points at the 2-minute mark. So, for example, if Zapdos is up and one of you has 50 points and one of you can get away from Zapdos without losing it, it's super, super, super clutch to go and try and score that 50-point bomber, because it's going to be 100 points, not 50. So remember, at the 2-minute mark, double scoring is huge. Easily clutch the game. Tip number 3, always run a balanced team comp. Once you get to the higher ranks, Ultra Plus to Masters, you're going to notice that you're going to be going against a Snorlax or a Wiggly Diggly or an Eldegoss on every single team that you go against. It will make a massive difference if you don't run those characters. You cannot run 5 speedsters, you cannot run 5 all-rounders, and you cannot run 5 tanks. You have to run a balanced team. What is a balanced team? It's very simple. You need 1 tank, 1 support, 2 goal getters, and a high damage dealer. That is the ideal team comp. Tip number 4, if you are not winning, do not attempt to take Zapdos. Now, I already mentioned this, but seriously, don't even hit it. Tip number 5, recalling and using the bonus lane movement speed you get from running down either top path or bot path is 10 times faster than running from bot to top lane. So make sure you recall. And if you have the little base jumper thingy, it is a billion times faster to do that than running. So remember, if you're trying to get somewhere that's moderately far away, just recall and do either of those things, and you're going to get there faster. Tip number 6, currently Dreadnought is the most important objective in the game. So if you don't show up 5-man almost every single time to take it, or if you just don't secure it every game, you will lose a lot. You're not going to win. Show up to Dreadnought. Tip number 7, do not steal your jungler's camps. Seriously, stop. Guys, please God, stop. This is a PSA. Please stop stealing your jungler's camps. It makes no sense. All you're doing is hurting your jungler, and your jungler is the carry of the game. At all points in the game, any good jungler is going to be 2 levels ahead of everyone in the game. If you don't have them 2 levels ahead, the enemy jungler is going to be 2 levels ahead, and you're not going to get Dreadnought, Rotom, and Zapdos. You're going to lose, okay? So if you want to win the game, if you like winning, stop attacking the Lillipup, Ludicolo, Bouffalant, the Corphish. On your side of the jungle, you will never ever take those ever. You're allowed to take the Corphish by Zapdos in the middle of, that's open for everyone, but do not, please God, do not touch them on your side of the jungle. Tip number 8, bushes make you untargetable and unseen from enemy players, so abuse it. Tip number 9, did you know that you can eject over this wall? Here, in my opinion, are the best settings in Pokemon Unite. Opponent lock-on priority, lowest remaining HP value, so that way you can make sure you're getting those kills. Advanced controls for when Pokemon get a little bit too close. If you need to kill the bees or focus Dreadnought, you can simply just spam B instead of A, and you're not going to get screwed over. Automatic basic attacks always off. Boosted attack gauge on. Lock-on icon on. In motion pursuit distance doesn't matter. In motion pursuit off. Scoring controls, press button. Camera follows moves on. Move aim follows movement on. Move aim snaps to nearby targets off. Move learning controls is a single button. Sensitivity and minimap shown. Camera sensitivity for minimap hidden and shown should at least be dead in the center, so you can look around the map a lot faster. If you want it to be even faster, then crank these bad boys up. Minimap position doesn't matter. It could be on the left or the right. Aim assist, make sure it is off. Make sure your frame rate is on high. Brightness doesn't matter. Show trainer names is pretty cool if you want to see your friends that you're playing with or who you're playing against. I like turning the vibrate function on, and I turn the background music off because, dear God. Most important tip I have for you by far is save your ults for 3 important moments in this game. And they are Dreadnought fight number 1, Dreadnought fight number 2, and Zapdos. If you can save your ultimates to make sure that you are using them to secure Dreadnoughts, both of them, or even the third one if you're fast enough, and Zapdos, you will win the game. The people that lose this game consistently are the guys that are ulting one person when Zapdos is up, and then the entire enemy team ults you in your face and you lose. So save your ults for those 3 moments. And finally, my last tip of this video, guys, very, very important, very overlooked. So you know how after you score with Zap and you go and everyone scores on your team and you guys are like, haha, we win, we scored Zap. Well, as you get to higher ranks, the scores often aren't that far apart, even when Zapdos is taken. Usually, if a high-ranked player knows that they're going to lose Zapdos, typically what they'll do is they'll have both of their goal scorers go and score 200 points on you. And if only 2 of you guys score, the score is exactly the same, even though you got Zapdos. After you get Zapdos and you run to their base and you score the points, immediately recall and sit on the base jumper. There's always going to be a sneaky little guy that's going to try and score a 50 bomber or even a 40 bomber. And as we know, at 2 minutes and below, it's double scoring. So really, it's 80 or 100 points. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to have a lot of close games. The higher rank you get and the better you get at this game. So sit on the base jumper and wait for him to show up and then just boop. And that, my friends, is the ultimate beginner guide. Very, very straightforward, very simple, but everything I taught you in here, very simple and straightforward ultimate beginner guide, guys. But everything that I taught you in here is what I teach to everyone. And this is this is the information I use to get masters. Okay. This is the information that I could start up a brand new account and I can get masters solo with 3 people, with 5 people very, very easily, because I do all these things consistently every single game. So if you apply this stuff to your guys' game too, I promise you, you can climb to whatever rank you want. This game is actually very, very simple. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video in any way, shape, or form, please leave a like, because we put a lot of effort into it. And also subscribe to the channel. We are uploading every single day on this channel. This is my full gameplay channel. I'm trying to do lots of guides, tier lists, lots of great stuff for you guys on here. But if you want to see some really high quality edited content, go subscribe to my main channel, The Glacier. We are going to be dropping 3 bangers a week. We have 1 video coming up very, very soon. If it hasn't been uploaded already, we are doing a lot of 1v1s and 3v5s with the highest ranked players in the world. So lots of cool, fun challenges like that. So if you guys like that kind of stuff, go check that out. Anyway, boys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys learned something today. Have a good day. Peace.